1 Samuel 25 to 26, Samuel died and Israel mourned his death. David and his men had been protecting and working with some shepherds who worked for a man named Nabal, who was a rich Calebite. David sent some men to ask Nabal if he would share some food with them, and Nabal, a harsh and evil man, refused them and disrespected them and David. When David heard of this, he got extremely angry and was on his way to kill Nabal and his male servants. When Nabal's wife Abigail intercepted him, she had heard what had happened and knew there would be trouble. She was a beautiful and wise woman and pleaded with David to hold her accountable for what Nabal had done. She had brought all kinds of food and counseled David that he was going to be king and killing Nabal would look bad on his resume. David was grateful that she had slowed him down and decided not to proceed. Nabal got drunk that night at his own party, and the next morning Abigail told him what had happened, and he died from what seemed to be a heart attack. David took Abigail as his wife. In the previous passage, we saw David trusting God to deal with Saul, but here, in high emotional anger with regard to Nabal, David was ready to take hasty action. A wise and beautiful woman intervened and kept him from making a foolish mistake. This wise and beautiful woman would be in his life now. We can see God's hand all over this. Next we see Saul pursuing David again. David goes with Abishai into Saul's camp and takes Saul's spear and jug of water while he is sleeping. The Lord had caused a deep sleep to fall on Saul and his men. Then David, a safe distance away, calls to Abner and sarcastically reveals that he's not doing a very good job of protecting King Saul, revealing that he now had his spear and water jug. Saul is awake now and once again is humbled. Again, David could have killed Saul. Abishai wanted to, but David will not touch God's anointed. He will leave this in God's hand. David seems to do pretty well in trusting God in the big stuff like Saul, but the unexpected, less prestigious situation with Nabal snuck up on him. This can happen to us too. The bigger, obvious stuff is under control and in place, but then the small, unexpected stuff is supposedly no big deal and can sneak up on us. Lord, help us to seek you and allow you to reign and rule in us in all the stuff. Whether it is big or small in our lives, may we yield, surrender, and submit to you in it. Help us, Lord. Luke 12:32 through 59, Jesus said that where our treasure is, where our heart will be. What do you that is where our heart will be. What do you treasure? Do you treasure pleasing Jesus in the way you live your life above everything else? If so, that's where your heart will be. Jesus encourages us to be ready for his return, and that means that we always have one eye looking for him. Sure, there are things we need to take care of, but we don't get so entangled with them that we aren't looking for Jesus, that we forget about him. Jesus said that the head of the house was robbed by the thief because he didn't know when he was coming and was taken by surprise. He needed to be ready all the time, and so do we. Jesus says that the ready servant is the one who is busy sharing the spiritual riches they have with others until the master comes back. He is the one being the good steward of the estate, and there are even better things ahead. Jesus goes on to say that those whose lives are not characterized by this are not ready and are not really servants, but rather hypocrites. This is not what we do to be ready. This is what those who are ready do. Are you ready? Jesus talked about degrees of punishment and reward. Jesus said that there will be division and conflict regarding what to do with him, even in our close relationships. Expect it, but don't let it distract you and discourage you. Continue to stay soft, pray. Don't worry, don't grow weary in well-doing. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Jesus said the people could analyze the earth and sky with regard to the weather, but were failing to analyze the fact that the Messiah is standing right in front of them. And they are living in the age of choice with the most important decision they'll ever make: what to do with Jesus. Our enemy accuses us of breaking the law and says we deserve death, separation from God forever. He's right. But our advocate steps in and says, I've already paid for that. Let him go. Let her go. that person is with me. The only payment God the Father will accept for our sin is the blood of Christ. Have you settled this issue with the judge? If you were to die today, why would God let you into his heaven? The only answer God the Father will accept is because Jesus Christ is my Savior and Lord, and I've trusted what he did on the cross to save me. What's your answer?